JJ the CPA here. What is gross profit? Right? When you hear gross profit, you might think top line, right? That's gross receipts. And we want to focus in on gross profit because in a lot of ways, gross receipts and gross profits and then net income, those are the three numbers, right? That are probably almost the most important as they relate to each other, but we've got to know what that middle one is. Gross receipts, right? What you collected, what you billed, depending if it's accrual or cash. What's the net? Well, after all the expenses. So what is gross profit? Gross profit is after your direct expense, otherwise known as your variable expenses. And I talk about it in my book back here, JJ the CPA here. But when you're talking about gross profit, that's then what's left to cover your fixed costs. That's what's left to cover your overhead in essence. What variable costs are, you're only going to have these costs if you're selling stuff, if you're making money, right? So it might be a salesperson, it could be supplies, it could be the food, it could be your inventory, right? So the more you sell, the more you need of that. That's your variable cost. That's your direct cost. It's your cost of goods sold. Now, when you're talking about gross profit, that's so key because that's what's then left over to go towards your expenses and what's left over to go towards you as the business owner. So key number is that gross profit. A key number is the one in between. So if you don't have your variable expenses broken out and they're all part of your fixed costs and all you have is gross expenses, right? Gross income and your expenses and then net, you're kind of missing a key component of a beautiful set of financials, which is you break your expenses into two categories, what's variable and then what's fixed, because the in between right here, this little spot I'm looking through, okay? Here's variable, here's fixed. Right where my eye is, that's gross profit. Want to see that number on your P&L. All right, hey, the simplicity of numbers, the one number that's so key and so easy. All right, hey, JJ the CPA here. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me.